Okay, we're on the second part of the video for solving rational equations. Again, this is CUDA software. We've got an equation 1 worksheet, and we're also going to look at equation 2 worksheet. I'm looking at the second page of that. Going to look at number 11. And you'll notice that I've sort of rewritten number 11 just a little bit differently. So I factored the bottom, the denominator on that part. And it was the same set of factors over here. So then I need to find a common denominator. Well, the common denominator has a b minus 2 in it and a b minus 5. This has already got a b minus 2. This is the same as the other one, so our common denominator has just one b minus 2 in it and one b minus 5 in it. So then what do? I need to multiply each problem or each term by the common denominator. So if this is my common denominator, then the 1 over b minus 2, b minus 5 gets multiplied by b minus 2, b minus 5. And again, that's b minus 2, b minus 5 over 1, if you want to write it that way. The 1 over b minus 2 gets multiplied by b minus 2, b minus 5. And the 2 over b minus 2, b minus 5 gets multiplied by the b minus 2, b minus 5. And again, we do all that work so that we can start crossing things off and see what we can do to get rid of the bottom of our fractions completely and make it a non-rational problem. So the b minus 2's are the same. I can get rid of those. The b minus 5's are the same. And so on this whole problem, I'm left with 1. Here, the b minus 2's go away, but I still have a b minus 5 in the problem. And here the b minus 2's and the b minus 5's go away, and I'm left with just 2. So then this problem becomes a whole lot simpler to look at. So again, the hard part for this, for many students, is to find the common denominator. Once you mark them out, then it becomes a not too bad of a problem to do. So I'm going to combine like terms, and then I'm going to add 4 on both sides and get b is equal to 6. Okay, so let's try another problem then. Again, CUDA software, equations part 2, and I want to go ahead and I want to look at number 14. In particular, I'm looking at number 14 because there's a term here that doesn't have anything in it, and it's basically stuck in the middle of the problem. I don't want this to throw you off any. So I have taken that problem, and I have already factored the p squared minus 4p and got p times 4, p minus 4. That's a 1 on the bottom there, and that one's already factored. So problem number 14 turns into this problem. So what's the common denominator? The common denominator has got a p in it, a p minus 4, and a 1. So I'm going to rewrite each one of those problems then, and I'm going to write them and multiply them by the common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by 1p times p minus 4. I'm going to multiply this by 1p times p minus 4. And I'm going to multiply this by 1p times p minus 4. And now, if we've done everything correctly, when we get done with this problem, it's going to end up with just being a regular, plain old, normal, not too difficult, non-fraction question. So this p and this p get to go away, and this p minus 4 and that p minus 4 go away, and I'm left with 1 times 1, which is 1. Okay, what happens here? This one gets to mark off with that one, but multiplying those out. Multiplying times 1 doesn't change anything, so that would be p times p minus 4. So this will be p times p minus 4. I put that equal sign in the wrong spot. I needed a little bit more room for that. And then over here, I take p times p and end up with a p minus 6, which was there before, and a p minus 4. Okay, now again, some of you are going to say, this is not much simpler of a problem than I had before, but I don't have a fraction. So those of you who don't like fractions, then this is still doable. I need to get this set equal to 0 and simplified a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my distributive property. And I'm going to FOIL this together, so that's p squared, first times first, outside times outside gives me minus 4p, inside times inside gives me minus 6p, and last times last gives me equal to 24. So now I'm going to subtract p squared on both sides, and that's going to make those go away. So at least now it's looking a little better. It's going to be negative 10p plus 24, and solve for p. Let's add 10 to both sides, so I got 14p, and subtract 1 on both sides is equal to 23, so p is equal to 23 over 14. And again, you may have to factor these. You may have to set these factors equal to 0. It's just all going to depend on how you what you have to do to solve for the variable. Okay, again, I'm going to give you a couple of extra sectioned videos to work on this because this is something that confuses some students. And if you need me, just send me an email. We'll see what we can do.